Let's see. I watched this week's episode of Jojo, at which point I'm going to talk very carefully here.
Yeah.
It has been a big meme for like a decade plus of it just works.
Yes.
Now, I'm not actually that familiar with part 5.
Okay.
The part that I never anticipated was that in the initial confusion of, wait, what happened? How does that work? You are explicitly told exactly how it works, only for you to go, that doesn't make fucking sense.
So
That literally makes no sense at all.
So
I don't get it.
we hit the credits this week, and yeah, let's just talk around it. That's fine. We hit the credits this week, and the first question I was asked was literally, wait, how does this work? And I was like, how does it work? And you're like, and she's like, yeah,
It just
I'm
works.
like, wait, you are asking me how this works?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, why are you repeating it? And I'm like, here, hold on. You're asking me, and I type it into Google. How does King Crimson work? And then it just goes, and she's like, oh no.
By the
And
way,
I'm like, oh yeah.
it almost feels like David Productions knew, because the ever fantastic video, How Does King
How
Crimson
does it
work? Came out 3 years prior to the day of the airing of that video.
So the fucking
I don't know how it works.
the fucking thing pops up, and it's just like, welcome to the second largest meme. The things you know are ora ora ora, muda muda.
The time has stopped to say hello.
Right, that's number one.
Yeah, all that.
Welcome to number 2, and she goes, oh my god, seriously? And I'm like, yes, right? And like, let's try to talk about it. And we went through the basics, but it's like, no, you're not going to figure this out.
Given the information we have in the last episode that we watched, and the explanation that is directly given to the viewer, the explanation and the events that occurred are completely incompatible. Completely incompatible.
And it also changes depending on whether you are, it's like, what's your frame of reference? Is it the past or the anyway?
Yeah,
It is,
ah!
the frame of reference changes the events.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is just nonsense. But most importantly, what I was waiting for was the sound effect.
Yeah.
And we heard a little like a bell ring. Like it was like a ding. But there was nothing.
Like a chime.
So I'm waiting for the sound effect drop.
That'll be next week. That'll be next
Because
week.
Dio's clock stopper
Oh, it's great.
is the best.
Oh, it's super good.
In terms of sound design, that thing is radical. And I really want to see them not. I don't even think you're going to one it up, but I want to see you do it justice in a similar way.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've come since then. We've gotten Kira, fucking the sound of things rewinding,
Great.
and getting sucked backwards was
Perfect.
awesome.
Yeah.
So like now you've got sound design bars to fucking clear. So please do it.
It's just such a weird introduction that is the total opposite of every single JoJo villain up until this date. Because JoJo villains have been given, here's a power set. What can they do with it? I don't know. That's the whole, like, last arc of any of them. What are they doing? I don't know. How does cars turn into a squirrel? I don't know, right? Etc. What's Dio? I don't know. What's Kira doing? I don't know. What's King Crimson do? This. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
And then Araki himself was like, yeah, I don't know either, man.
Isn't there I feel like there was a line somewhere from later in part 5 where Giorno says, I don't know how my stand works.
Possibly. If so, I don't remember.
I don't really get it myself, whatever.
That's bullshit, but I believe
Yeah,
it.
it's bullshit, but it's finally Friday. Finally. Saturday. That is my favorite fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So JoJo's cool. That remains exciting. I'm glad that we're in the I guess you would call it the second half now.
I want to say that so that's the thing is we got here way faster than I thought, but then I also looked and I saw, I'm like, oh wait, that was 19 episodes.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm like, that flew by. But because I was really, really highly anticipating White Album, And boy, man, do I fucking love White Album and its overall everything. And the fact that they got Bakugo in there. As the voice actor,
I really like White Album
Forgaccio.
as a stand because it is not a man that stands around and punches or does a thing. It's Iceman.
Yeah,
It's like you're fighting fucking Iceman from the X-Men. You know, like
it's his armor. It's a ridiculously rad idea of coating yourself with it.
the goofy fucking weirdos that aren't punch ghosts
and
are cool.
And the fact that something that strong and that good and that like useful gets a name like White Album and then it amplifies with Gently Weeps is like, oh, you're giving significance to the things that matter. It's super cool. That's a really great, like, this is the dividing line between the chaff and the shit that matters.
The only real problem I'd have, I have two problems with Part 5. One got really bad in the last episode, and I'm like, because we finally got Bruno's backstory. And I'm like, get out of here, Giorno. Get out of the intro. Get out of this part. Who cares?
Right.
You were a sad kid, and you didn't... your dad was a fucking evil vampire.
He has a dream.
Shut up. Who cares? Drugs. Drugs are evil and shot my dad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Surprisingly normal.
Yeah.
All things considered, pretty normal
very
backstory.
Real. Well, not the murder part, but the very realistic. Well, by comparison, backstory to every other person
up until
ever.
the point where it's like, I am now going beyond the point of no return.
Yeah,
like, I'm making a switch
that
here.
one specific moment.
Yeah, you know.
And the other part is, oh man, these villains of the week are pretty tough. Good thing we killed them so that we could stop them from killing the guy that we're planning to kill.
Did you see
what? Like,
yeah.
Could you? Could you imagine if every character that have fought them at this point all just teamed up and attacked this guy all at the same time?
Did you see that fictional comic where Bruno's like, here she is, and then like the boss is like, oh my god, it's my darling daughter, thank you
I did
so
see that.
much.
Yeah, that's how Part 5 should have ended.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, I'm so happy.
Stop selling drugs. Okay.
What do you? Yeah, I'll give you anything. Yeah, no problem. Drugs done. Fuck drugs.
Yay, everything was fine.
Oh man.
But yeah, JoJo's great. Everybody loves JoJo.